So I'm just going to start brand new, and we're going to go over some basic edits real quickly. Again, I go new file, general, and it looks like we start, the default is starting in object mode, layout, and then I still need to go into hold on, scene properties, okay? And then I go into units again, and I do hit imperial. You do have to keep unit scale as 1. We're not doing a ratio or a scale. Yeah, just 1 to 1 essentially. And we're doing inches. And don't forget, 48 inches equals 4 feet. I know you know that. Again, I click on this right here. You see where that is? It's a tiny little window pops open, and I also then I go back to object properties. The reason I like this this is because I like to have the dimensions. Okay, dimensions. I'm just gonna try 8 inches. Your dimensions of your box beams can be 4 inches or 2 inches, and you can, it's up to you. Let's do 8 inches today, and then 8 inches today, and 8 inches. Why not? Is that right? Let me again look at this. And how do I look at it again? My favorite way is to go hit the tilde and say view selected. Okay, it's still a cube. 8 by 8. But I'm going to elongate it, and I'll show you how to do that. And I'm going to pull back with using the zoom in and zoom out, and I can do that with my laptop. And I set my 3-button mouse aside for today, or for this, just because I realize most of you all are in that position where you don't have a 3-button mouse yet. But please get it over the weekend or whatever. So now we're going to go into edit mode. We have the object where we want it. It's in the middle. It's always good to start in the middle in these cross hatches, or these it's at 0, 0, 0, because, and then when you create your object, move it aside and let the next object be here as well. It's just easier to because if you have objects here and there and they're all over, it's hard to keep track. So it's nice to be organized and keep everything at location 0, 0, 0. Okay. You can definitely see that it's sunken in. That's okay. And that's how you can build everything. If you want it on 0 x, if you want to pop it up a little bit, I think it's a 4 inches up is on this plane, but you don't have to worry about that now. Okay, we're going into edit. There's 2 ways of going into edit mode from object. You can hit tab, or you can just go right here. Okay. And the first thing I'm going to do is, even before I model it, in editing you're kind of modeling things, okay? It's just a lot more detail. You have a lot more possibilities, from extrude to inset to bevel to loop cut to knife, so on and so on. And then you have the same tools that you had in object mode, which is move, rotate, scale, transform. And it is best practices to scale in edit mode. There's some reasons behind that. It just makes it a lot more manageable, if that makes sense. But you can scale in object mode as well. But today, just for simplicity, let's only scale and shape it further by doing that in edit mode. So even before I do anything, I'm going to do this. This is another setting that I want to put in. Do I do that? Okay, let me go back to object. I'm going to hit tab. Okay, in object mode, I'm going to put this setting And just notice in object mode, there's more global settings that affect everything. So I'm going to do snap and snap increment absolute grid snap. Okay, what that will do is control your shaping a little bit more, because when you're making this sculpture, you want things to be a little more precise. You don't have to do all sorts of wonky, this makes it more rigid, and I'll show you what I mean by that when you shape things with this. Okay, go back into edit mode, and I hit the face. I'm selecting. I don't want everything selected. Remember, this is super important. If you want to select everything, you simply hit one of the faces, and then you hit A. And these are this select mode is face. This is the edges. Here, I'll show you. Boom. So if I were to do that, and I just wanted to hit the edge, wanted to alter the edge and move the edge around, and then vertices is right here, and again, let's get closer. This is vertices. So 1, 2, all these different vertices. Over here, over down here. This vertices I just tapped. If I want to move this out, so on and so on. But you're dealing with like these shapes like that are rectangle in shape. So okay, let's scroll back so I can see it better, and I get out of that select mode, go back to face mode, and we're just gonna do the basics, and I want to see this straight on. This looks like a good angle, and again, I can move this around. So you actually have a lot of power on your laptop and your pad. Okay, I'm gonna alter this, and I'm gonna alter this by hitting the top of the face, the top face. It hasn't hit any other. I selected this top face to play with. I personally like to work with the transform tool, because I can do a few different things at the same time. I'll try that first, and if it's this is called a gizmo. So this is called a gizmo. So this gizmo shapes it so this can move, expand, and I am basically, see how it snaps, and this will get me where I want to go, and I do that. That's how I do it. I want to Command Z if you want to do it just by using the, let's see. Okay, or this is what you want to do. You could try this, what I just did, by move. Yeah, move will do it, and maybe move is the good tool for you to use, because I was able to do that exactly what I did with transform tool. I just have a habit of just using transform, but that moves tool will bring this up, keep the same shape, the same dimensions, as far as like 8 by 8 by, but bring it up, pop it up, and let's see. Let's go look at the dimensions. What we ended up with. It's a, yeah. Let's see. It's 28 inches tall now. Let's do this. See what happens. You can play with these two, and we brought it up to 4 feet. Let's scale back. Okay. When you're done with this looks good. This is a good place to start. It's nicely angled. And now you want to make another one. Don't duplicate another one. Start from scratch. I want to move this aside though, because I'm going to be ready for the next one. I just move it aside anywhere. Just as long as it's far enough away so you can build another one. And yeah, let's see. And I like keeping things neat. I moved it along the y-axis, and I just moved it aside. So let's unselect that and start a new add. I'm in object mode. I add mesh, and I add another cube because I want to do what I did over here and like bring it over and try to shape it together. You don't have to do Boolean, meaning you don't have to fuse the two together. You don't have to, we can talk about bevel and extrude and Boolean later. But for now, I just want you guys to start shaping these and pushing them together, and you don't have to draw out the binding tape. You don't have to do that. You just anyhow. So this is kind of a fun little hotkey. I'm gonna say S.5 will automatically bring it down. So I hit the hotkey S in, and then I went 0.5. So that's an interesting way to start if you want. And you hit return to get you out of that. And I want to shape it further. And again, look, I 0.5'd it. That means I halved it. It's now 12 by 12 by 12. That's fine as well if you want to use a foot. In the end, you'll be using 2 or 4 inches, but it's okay to design this in the larger dimensions. Now I go back into edit mode again. I want to shape this again. I have to click out of it. I want to look at it. I want to hit the face. I want to just get the face, make sure I have it in a nice position, and then I want to I'll move this time. I'll go like this, and maybe I want to go this direction, or this direction or this direction. And I might want to go back and change the dimensions again. Let's just do that so it looks good together and it's not all wonky and stuff. So I hit return, get out of that mode, and now I'm in object mode. I'm gonna check out the dimensions again and see if I can't work around that 8. And I've done that, and yeah, I'm playing with 8 by 8, and I wouldn't mind 4 feet high. Okay. And these dimensions are different because I expanded it and I scaled it, but let's bring this back down. I'm going to say 8 and 8. And these are 48, and these can go together, and you can have fun with them, and bring this up, bring this over, and yeah, mush together, and move them around, and get them close to each other, and do what you want to do with them. You can also, if it's not, if the snap is constricting, you can take that off, and so you can move it around. A really fun, cool way of moving something around is to hit the hotkey G. Hotkey G will, you have a lot more flexibility of how you move it around. So I said I'd hit G, and then I moved it around that way, so you can have fun with that way. Okay, I still want the X to be 0, so it's on the same plane. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to, not everything has to be perfect, okay?